إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونتوكل عليه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد عبده ورسوله. I welcome everyone to this week's session of Tadhkiroh, where our Sheikh discusses the Sharh Riyadh al-Salihin by Imam Salih ibn Uthaymeen. I ask Allah that this session be beneficial to us all in this world and in the year after. I now call on our Sheikh to please start the lecture.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونتوكل عليه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد عبده ورسوله أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة وقاتل الكفار وعبد ربه حتى أتاه اليقين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We welcome you all to this platform in continuation of our discussion of the book Sharh Riyadh al-Salihin, authored by Sheikh Muhammad bin Salih al-Uthaymeen. Riyadh al-Salihin itself was written many centuries ago by Imam al-Nawawi. We started a discussion on chapter 6 titled At-Taqwa, and today, under the same chapter, we shall discuss Hadith 70, introduced during the last class. Hadith 70 in the book Riyadh al-Salihin was narrated by the noble companion known as Abu Sa'id al-Khadri, who said, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Inna dunya hulwatun khadiratun wa inna allaha mustakhlifukum fiha wa yanzuru kayfa ta'malun fattaqu ad-dunya wattaqu an-nisa fa inna awwala fitnati bani Israel kanat fi an-nisa. Rawahu al-Muslim. The hadith is translated thus: Abu Sa'id al-Khadri had reported the Messenger of Allah saying that inna dunya hulwatun khadiratun, and that the world is sweet and green. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُسْتَخْلِفَكُمْ فِيهَا, and certainly Allah has established you in the world. وَيَنْظُرُ كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ, and He watches to see how you are going to live in the world. فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا, fear the world. وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاء, and fear women. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ, for the first trial encountered by the children of Israel was from women. This hadith could be found in the collection of Imam Muslim in number 2742. Sheikh Muhammad bin Salih al-Uthaymeen explained this tradition thus: هذا الحديث ساقط المؤلف لما فيه من أمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالتقوى بعد أن ذكر حال الدنيا. This hadith was cited by the author as a result of the benefit contained in it on the issue of piety, when the Holy Prophet Muhammad had mentioned the issue of the world. Then he now warned against the world. Now, فَقَالْ إِنَّ الدُّنْيَا حُلْوَةٌ خَضْرَةٌ, the Holy Prophet Muhammad had said in this tradition that the world is sweet and green. Sheikh Uthaymeen explained further that حُلْوَةٌ فِي الْمَذَاقِ, that the world by this tradition means حُلْوَةٌ فِي الْمَذَاقِ, is sweet in taste. خُضْرَةٌ فِي الْمِرَاءِ, and inside, when you look at it, you find it green. And we know when something is said to be green, that means that it is beautiful. وشيء إذا كان خضرا حلو فإن العين تطلبه أولا. That if something is described to be green, we know that it will be attractive to the eyes, and the sight and the eyes of man will pursue it. ثم تطلبه النفس ثانيا. Then later, human desire will equally request it. وشيء إذا اجتمع فيه طلب العين وطلب النفس. Now, if there is anything pursued with the combination of the eyes and the desire, فإنه يوشك للإنسان أن يقع فيه. It will be very difficult for a man not to fall into such attraction or temptation. فالدنيا حلوة في مذاقها. Therefore, according to this prophetic tradition, the world is sweet in taste. خضرة في مراها, and it is indeed attractive and appealing to the eyes. فيقتم الإنسان بها وينهمك فيها. And for that reason, man desires it, we pursue it, because it is attractive, beautiful, nice to the sight, and is equally, tasty. وَيَجْعَلُهُ أَكْبَرُ هَمُّهُ. And for that reason, man makes it the biggest of his goal, to achieve the world, to have the best car, and to have the most beautiful woman domiciled in his home as a partner. ولكن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بين أن الله تعالى مستخلفنا فيها. Then the Holy Prophet Muhammad now mentioned that Allah has established us in the world, that we have access to women, we have access to voluptuous materials, we have access to the best of cars and the best of mansions. فَيَنْظُرْ كَيْفَ نَعْمَلْ. Then Allah has established us in this world to have access to all of this, and He watches. He wants to know how we are going to live in the world, how we are going to use them, if we will be distracted from His worship, from His devotion by all of this. أَوْتَقُومُونَ بِطَاعَتِهِ. That is, are we going to remain steadfast in obedience to His command? وَتَنْهَوْنَ النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. And are we equally going to forbid our soul from flimsy desire? وَتَقُومُونَ بِمَا أَوْجَبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. Are we going to stand to observe those things which Allah has made obligatory upon us? Allah wants to know. وَلِهَذَا قَالَ. Then, on account of this, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said further, فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا. Fear the world. That is, قُومُوا بِمَا أَمَرَكُمْ اللَّهُ بِهِ. That is, you should observe what Allah has commanded you. وَاتْرُكُوا مَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنِهُ. And you should equally abstain from what Allah has forbidden. وَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمْ حَلَاوَةُ الدُّنْيَا. Then don't be distracted or deceived by the sweetness of the world, as it is said in the Old Quran, Surah Al-Luqman, verse 33, wherein Allah says, فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. Don't be deceived and distracted by the sweetness of the world. وَلَا غُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغُرُورُ. Don't allow anything to distract you from Allah. ثُمَّ قَالَ. Then the Prophet said further, فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاءَ. Fear the world and also fear women. اتَّقُوا النِّسَاءَ. The meaning of you should fear women, the meaning is that إِذَرُوهُنَّ. That is, you should be very cautious and careful about women. وَهَذَا يَشْمَلُ الْحَذَرَ مِنَ الْمَرْأَةِ فِي كَيْدِهَا مَعَ زَوْجِهَا. This includes being very careful about women, because they are full of treachery, deception, manipulations of their husband. وَيَشْمَلُ أَيْضًا الْحَذَرَ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَفِتْنَتِهِنَّ. This also includes that you shouldn't allow yourself to be distracted or carried away by the trials, the temptation, and seduction of women. وَلِهَذَا قَالَ. And on account of this, the Messenger of Allah concluded thus, فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل. That the first trial encountered by the children of Israel, كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ, is from women. This particular tradition is very clear, and we stand to learn a lot of lesson from it. The Messenger of Allah made it categorically known that the world is sweet, and we all know that the world is sweet and is equally evergreen. Everything in the world, we listen to the music composed in the world. We feel as though we should continue to listen to it because it's sweet to the hearing. We look at those things designed in the world by human beings, then we get carried away with the sight of those beautiful designs. It may be in form of architectural design. It may also be in form of creative inventions. Whatever is done by man appear attractive to the eyes or to the sight. And what we equally taste in the world, so much that we feel that nothing could be better, or we may not find even something sweeter in paradise. We taste the best of drinks, the best of food, and we are equally carried away. And what about beautiful women? This is even more important, because the Holy Prophet Muhammad SAW emphasized and he warned us that taqud dunya, you should fear the world, what taqul nisa. Nothing could be more deceptive and could be more destructive as well as a woman. A man can be easily carried away, but the Messenger of Allah warned us that taqud dunya, fear the world and fear woman, what taqul nisa. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. Because the first temptation that destroyed the children of Israel was from women. Could a woman be a source of destruction? Or, as it is usually said in some circles, that women are the devils? Does Islam give the same description to a woman? Indeed, this is not true. The reason why many people refer to women as devils is because, especially in Christendom, they normally cite the examples of, in their own erroneous view, how Hawa, known as Eve in their language, lured Adam, our father, into eating from the forbidden fruit. And on account of that, Adam lost the garden. That is an erroneous interpretation of what happened at the dawn of creation. Hawa, our mother, did not deceive Adam, did not cajole Adam, neither did she lure Adam into committing a sin. According to the Quranic account, both Adam and Hawa, Quran says that both of them at the same time unanimously ate from the forbidden tree. One did not deceive the other, one did not cajole the other, one did not distract the other from the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They both ate from the forbidden tree. So if on account of the erroneous interpretation of the events which had occurred at the dawn of creation, Christians now come out with the idea that women are devils, they are indeed wrong. In Islam, women are not considered a negative creature, but the way Allah had created them, they can be deceptive in appearance and they can equally be misleading in appearance, not because in most cases they choose to be, except the one used by Shaitan, la'natullah alayh, but because of their creation, because of their nature could be seductive. And just look at it. The way Allah had created man, we hardly have anything that can lead to distraction in our bodily creation. But you talk about a woman, she's gotten the breast, and this breast could be of any shape. This could be, the seductive. Apart from the breast, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given her the womb, and it could be built and it could appear in any shape. This may also be seductive. What about a hip? That is another thing in her that could be, seductive. Then upon all, Allah had created different holes in human body. The hole of the nose we have in a man, we equally have in a woman. The whole of the hair we have in a man and we equally have in a woman. What about the eyes? We have in a man and we also have in a woman. But let's now talk about the anus. We have it in a man, we also have it in a woman. But there is a certain hole possessed by women which is not present in any man, and that is the hole of the vagina. This hole, nobody will see it in the human species, in the human male species. Nobody would access it, and nobody will enter it without being completely carried away. That is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them. And these are all the sources of their fitna. And that's why the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said in a hadith that was narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, that al-mar'atu awratun fa idha kharajat اشترفها الشيطان وأقرب ما تكون من ربها وهي في قعر بيتها. The Messenger of Allah is reported by an hadith that could be found in the collection of Ibn Ibn and graded hadith Hassan by Sheikh Nasruddin Albani, as narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, that al-mar'atu awratun, a woman as created by Allah, herself is nudity. She is naked. However she dresses, she is indeed naked. فَإِذَا خَرَجَتْ, if she walks in the street or she goes out, إِسْتَشْرَفَهَا الشَّيْطَانِ, Shaitan makes her appear attractive to the male species. وَأَقْرَبُ مَا تَكُونُ مِنْ رَبِّهَا وَهِيَ فِي قَعْرِ بَيْتِهَا, and the closest station she can remain to her Lord is when she is safely lodged in her husband's home. When she is indoor, that's when she becomes so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, when she walks in the street or she is seen in the public, she appears, attractive. She could be seductive, and she could equally distract a man. In another tradition, Rasulullah said, Innal mar'ata taqbal fi surati shaitan, that when a woman appears, she appears in the shape of the devil. This does not make her shaitan, does not make her the devil, but she appears when she appears in the shape of the devil. وَتَدْبِرْ فِي سُورَةِ الشَّيْطَانِ, then when she turns, when you see from her backside, she equally appears in the shape of shaitan. What is contained in her front side could be seductive, as well as when she turns, what is contained in her backside could equally be seductive. Then the Messenger of Allah said, فَإِذَا أَبْصَرَ أَحَدُكُمْ امْرَأَةً, if you see any woman and you get seduced, addressing the male species now, if you see any woman and you get seduced, فَلِيَاتِ أَهَلَهُ, the person who ever sees any woman and she is on account of that seduced, فَلِيَاتِ أَهَلَهُ, should quickly rush home to meet his wife. فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ يَرُدُّ مَا فِي نَفْسِهِ, when you relieve yourself with your wife, that will take away the desire that had been evoked in your mind. So we can see all of this tradition that they are pointers to the fact that women, their mere appearances could amount to seduction. This is part of what is meant in the prophetic tradition, that women are indeed fitna. And the first fitna or trials encountered by the children of Israel come from a woman. And we can also see that at the dawn of creation, we remember what happened. Adam and Eve were not opportune as they were living in paradise. They were resident in paradise. And they were not opportune to see each other's nakedness. But the moment they ate from the prohibited tree, from the fruits of the forbidden tree, then they became aware. On account of their consciousness, they were able to identify the fact that both of them were naked. And that was the beginning of the destruction of the human species. When we had access to each other's nakedness, nudity. And that's why Sheikh Muhammad Ali Sobuni, one of the contemporary scholars of Islam, wrote in his book that the first thing that Adam did when he wanted to destroy the human creation, that is the human species, the world of human beings, when Shaitan wanted to destroy it, the first thing he did was to strip Adam and Eve naked. The moment both of them, became aware and they became conscious of each other's nudity, the world landed in confusion. And that is why, even if a woman clothes, if she wears a complete clothes from head to toes, but some part of her body, I'm talking about some shape of her body, the shape of her breast, of her boob, of her hip, some of these are still revealed in what she wears. She still constitutes fitna. And we can see in our society today what women wear on account of what is designed by the Western world. You see people talking about mini skirt or micro skirt, that is very short skirt, often above the mid thighs. And such people walk in the street. This is done in the capitals of Europe and different parts of the world. And also, we encounter the same fitna in Africa and some part of the Arab world, except in few countries in the Gulf. Crop tops is another thing that they are usually said to wear. Tops that reveal the mid-rib styled like bra. More or less, the breasts are revealed. This is another thing. And all of these things are part of the fitna. She wears the clothes, but at the same time, she is revealed. Sheer see-through clothes. Those are fabrics that show the skin or the underneath, like mesh. Someone is wearing nets, and this net reveals some part of her body. Even apart from what is designed in the West. In Africa too, we see people wearing something like lace. And because of the holes contained in this lace, some part of the skin of the human flesh, I'm talking about a woman, is equally revealed. What about the plunging neckline tops, which emphasizes the cleavage of the breast area? This is another thing that people are fond of wearing, the bodycon dresses that is tight-fitting, dresses that they call it hog. People call it body hug. And this is equally part of what people wear. They wear it in the streets. They walk nearly half naked. But again, people may tell you that no, what we are wearing is skirt and blouse. What is wrong in certain? This equally, a cloth of modesty. Sisters, this is indeed not a cloth of modesty, and we must tell ourselves the truth. And you see people, even what people wear to the office area, they are equally sexually provocative. People wear to the office low-cut blouses, for example, that could be deep V-neck, and they wear it revealing the lady's cleavage, because some parts of the frontal angle of the shirt seems to be opened, and the ultimate goal is to seek the attention of man. What about the open back tops? That is equally common, especially in the office area. They can come off as provocative in the office or workplace, and also off the shoulder blouses, showing the shoulders and the collarbones. These are flirtatious in a formal setting, especially when people claim to go for dinner. All of these clothing styles are deliberate designs of the Western world to destroy the believers. They are targeted at the believers, and that's why some of these clothes, they sell better in Muslim societies. Those who design this, they sit down, they want what they actually wanted to do was to return man to the dawn of creation, on account of which he lost the paradise. You remember that the moment Adam and Eve, The moment both of them were aware of their nudity and they could have access to each other's nakedness, immediately they lost the paradise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately sent them out of paradise. And that is why the goal of the Western world is to return man to that situation, so much that we will not be able to access paradise on the day of Qiyamah. And it could be so funny. The male clothes in the Western world is a suit of different types. Consider this, brothers and sisters, when someone wears inner clothes, the shirt, and put on the suit, what a beautiful attire. So that part of the neck will not be revealed. She now used a rope called a tie to tie it so that it will not be easily revealed. And she wears long trousers, and again with a stocking. This stocking covering part of her feet, now wearing a shoe. Why in her waist area? So that something terrible may not be revealed in that part of his body. He now equally tie it up with another rope known as the belt. That is how a man is dressed in the Western world, the way a woman ordinarily should be dressed. So she removed socks from a woman so that her feet could be revealed, and she now leaves open some part of her cleavage and some part of her neck and some part of her thighs while wearing skirts, and some part of her feet are equally revealed. So what should be worn for a woman is given to a man, and what should be worn for a man is given to a woman. This is the fitna of the Western world. Now, how should a Muslim woman dress? What does Islam say about this? The only dress code for women in Islam is hijab, is the cloth of modesty, a cloth of piety, a dress of piety. Quran talks in Surah Al-A'raf, verse 26, that Ya Bani Adam, قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوءتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير. Allahu Akbar. This what Quran calls libas taqwa, the cloth of modesty. Ya Bani Adam, all you children of Adam. This verse addresses the human world, the world of man and jinn. And I want to say that non-Muslim, the Jews, the Confucians, the Taoists, the Christians, the Zoroastrians, the Buddhists, the Hindus, no one is left out of this command of Allah. Allah says, Ya Bani Adam. This address is not meant for the believers alone. All members of the human creation, all you children of Adam, قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا, I have established and revealed and designed for you libasan, a certain dress code. This is the verse of the Quran in Surah Al-A'raf. And if we truly believe in Allah and His Messenger, we believe in the words of Allah in the Quran, we will take it serious. Ya Bani Adam, all you children of Adam, قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا يُوَارِ سَوْءَتِكُمْ, I have revealed for you and designed for you a certain dress code with which you conceal and cover your nakedness. Warishan walibasu taqwa. And this is the cloth of modesty. It's a dress of modesty. ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ. And that is what is better. What is the cloth of modesty? The cloth of modesty is simply hijab, that is al-hijab. Hijab is the cloth of modesty. What is the meaning of hijab? In Islam, what do we call hijab? It is very important that we explain this so that we can clear the confusion. I mean, in the minds of women, even men too, the confusion of what I'm hearing. Why would you say this is not hijab? This is hijab enough. It covers every part of my body. So what is wrong? in my dress code. We have to clear this. And we can only clear it with what is revealed in the Quran and Sunnah. Allah, who had created us, how does He want us to dress? We have explained that Allah wants us to wear the cloth of piety, libas of taqwa, with which we conceal our nudity. And the cloth of piety is hijab. Hijab, when you talk about the literal meaning of hijab as a word, it simply means see-through, a cover, a veil, something with which you cover. So when you say imuratum muhjiba, that is an exaggerated form in Arabic grammar. Sigatul mubalagha. That is, when you say that a woman is covered, the meaning is that not only a skin that is covered now, but equally the shape of her body. A comprehensive definition of hijab goes thus: ستر مفاتن المرأة عن الأجانب الذين لا يحل نظرهم إليها. Covering a woman from strangers that do not have the right to look at her. That is the meaning of hijab. And this hijab has some conditions that must be met. It's only when all of these conditions are observed in a certain dress code, that's when we can call it hijab. If any one of these conditions is missing, it's no longer called hijab. So when you wear a cloth that does not have all these prerequisite rules, you are only covering some part of your body, you have only covered the flesh. You have not actually worn hijab. Because it's not only the flesh that is covered by hijab, but also the shapes, every shape in the body of a woman. And we know the way Allah had created women, as explained earlier in this class. Allah had created women with shapes in her body. There are shapes in the frontal angle of a woman known as breast. There is equally a shape hanging on her boob. There is a shape on her hip. All of these are shapes. All these shapes, apart from concealing the flesh, the skin of a woman, all of these shapes must equally be concealed. That's when it becomes hijab. The first precondition of an hijab is sitrul libadan wa ikhfa'u zina, covering the skin, the flesh, and concealing the adornment. These are two things. The first condition, you cover the flesh, the skin of a woman. What you wear covers the skin. Wa ikhfa'u zina, and equally you conceal the adornment. What's the flesh? The flesh is known, the meat, with which our bodies are covered. Then when you cover it with a cloth, then also ikhfa'u zina. What is zina? Is adornment. Adornment, if the flesh is natural, adornment is artificial. Take, for example, the lipstick is an adornment. The eyebrow lashes worn by a woman is adornment, part of the adornment. When a woman uses mascara, what is known as mascara splashed on her face is part of the adornment. When a woman colors her face with powder to relax it, this is equally part of the adornment. When a woman uses the cream that refreshes her skin, is part of the adornment. Also part of the adornment is the bangles worn by a woman. All of these in the Sharia are ikhfa'u zina. They must be concealed. So here now, Here now, it is not only the skin that is covered. A woman can wear all of these mentioned. She can wear a highbrow lashes. She can wear a lipstick. She can wear a powder. And she can wear a bangles. She can wear a necklace. All of these are legitimate for her. As much as she does not tamper with the nature of the creation of Allah, the original creation of Allah, like tooth gapping, which is haram, like mutilating a certain part of our body, litajmil, for the sake of beautification, this is haram. Like shaving a high brow hair, this is haram. Like cutting some part of her body, maybe she goes for tummy tucks, not because she wants to attain the goal of health, but because she wants to look beautiful. And she goes for tummy tucks to mutilate some part of her body, which is equally haram. If she wears a highbrow, eyelashes, mascara, lipstick, including henna, even if she cuts her nails, her fingernails, during the period when she is not observing Salat, she chooses to use the what do you call it, to cut her nail. She cuts her nails, maybe the feet or the fingernails, is equally permissible as much as she's not observing Salat. Maybe she's off Salat. Apart from all of these are permissible in Islam. But the condition of hijab requires that they must be concealed. When she wears, concealed for the public male. But she can leave them open to her husband. Those who have the right to see her outside of hijab may equally have access to all of this. But the public, the main public, all of this must be concealed. This is a major challenge we are having now among our sisters. Sisters don't really want to get out of Jahiliyyah. There are times you dress, and a kafir woman wearing miniskirts, half pants, leggings could be better than you. Because you really want to show the world that you are as rich as they are, that you've gotten what it takes to look beautiful, like the women of the kuffar, whereas your beauty is exclusively meant for the satisfaction of your husband. Your husband is your sole admirer. As I mentioned or wrote in one of my books, Beauty and Chastity, your husband is your sole admirer. Nobody has the right to have access to your adornment. But our sisters really want to show it, including those who are in makeup, how much more in simple hijab, how much more those who are in skirt and blouse and who claim to wear hijab. That's not hijab, sisters. That is number one. Sitrul ibadan wa ikhfa'u zina. Because the Quran says in Surah Al-Ahzab verse 59, Ya ayyuhan nabiy, kulli azwajik wa banatik wa nisa'il mu'minin yudnina alayhinna min jalabibihin. O you prophet of Allah, kulli azwajik, inform your wives, wa banatik, and your daughters, wa nisa'il mu'minin, and all Muslim women of all generations. All Muslim women, yudnina alayhinna min jalabibihinna, that they should cover up themselves with their jalbab. Quran mentions jalbab. Jalabib is the plural of jilbab. I believe in the Quran You believe in the Quran. That's what makes us Muslims. And if you are confused in a certain angle of your life, you mobilize scholars to come and read Quran for you so that Allah may pave you the way to success or to ease. But here now, the Quran speaks. Yudin alayhinna min jalabibihin, that they should cover up themselves in their jilbab. What is jilbab? Is the large gown, spacious, worn by Muslim women. It's mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59. So for this reason, sisters, if you are asked to wear the jilbab, what is the ultimate goal of the jilbab? One, to conceal sitrul libadan, your skin. Number two, wa ikhfa'u zina, and to conceal your adornment. All what you have worn must be concealed in the jilbab. Now, here is the dilemma of a notorious Muslim sister. Then what's the essence of beautifying myself? Sisters, you are not asked to beautify yourself for the public. Otherwise, you're a prostitute. You are a bitch. You are a bitch. Must every man in the street confirm that you are beautiful? Sisters will dress in hijab and yet attract the public male and yet claim to resist the temptation of being won over. How some brothers are really funny. I can't understand. They see me in hijab and he's still pursuing me. Sisters, you appear like a prostitute. Forget about the fact that you are covered in hijab. People, prostitutes in the Arab world, they wear hijab. They are not different from what you are. Because after dressing in this way, their bangles are still revealed. The henna that they wear, lilac, are still revealed. Their adornments are still revealed. All of these are meant for the home, for your matrimonial chamber, for the exclusive appreciation of your husband. This is the first condition. Number two, la yashib amma tahta. When you wear this jilbab, these clothes, it must not reveal what is worn underneath. Because in Islam, the ethics of jilbab is that you just don't wear the gown. That is not what is required of you. You must first of all wear a clothes, any clothes. It might be shirt and trousers, it might be skirt and blouse, it might be buba and wrapper, any clothes. Those clothes that are made from the home for the home front that you can wear inside your matrimonial chamber or inside your father's house. That is the clothes you wear underneath. It might even be any one of these provocative attire, like mini skirts, like hot pants, like leggings, like all the near see-through, clothes that reveal the cleavage on the underneath of the breast. All of these are legitimate to be worn underneath the jilbab. There's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong in it. And that's why our tailor sisters or fashion designers, when they ask us that, people bring miniskirt to me to sew, is it permissible? We tell them that it's permissible because you do not know how she wants to use it. Maybe she wants to wear it underneath a jilbab and you do not have the right to question her. So it's your business. Sew it for her. It's now left to her how she does it, how she uses it. If she wears it in the public, it becomes punishable. Otherwise, in her home front, it's highly rewarding for her husband. So the rule is that what is contained underneath must not be revealed. The meaning is that it must not be transparent. It must not be something like a mesh or a net. Because the Holy Prophet Muhammad had said there are some certain form of women. I have not seen them. And these women, they will not access paradise. And they may not even smell the fragrance of paradise. Even though the fragrance of paradise will be smelled by the inhabitant of paradise in a 500 kilometers arena. And who are those people? Why Rasulullah mentioned them? He said, when he saw women among them, kasiyatun ariyatun, kasiyatun. These are women who are clothed. Kasiyatun, they wear clothes. Ariyatun, yet they are naked. How do you wear clothes and you become naked? You are wearing the clothes, but underneath, all of those things that are underneath the clothes are equally revealed. When you wear the mini skirt, when you wear skirt and blouse, because the skirt and blouse is not meant for the public, sisters. When you wear the skirt and blouse, when you wear the mini skirt, when you wear all of these, sexually provocative attires, you wear them underneath and you now put on the jilbab. But this jilbab is transparent and it reveals what is concealed underneath. You are indeed naked. You are not wearing hijab. Rasul said, such women, la yadkhulna al-jannah, they will never enter al-jannah. Wala yajidna rihaha, and they will not smell the fragrance of al-jannah. May Allah ease our fears. Number 3, gairu mutayyab. The clothes you wear as a Muslim woman should not be perfumed. Should not be perfumed. It shouldn't have the smell of the fragrance of perfume. Because as Islam said, إِذَا شَهِدَتْ إِحْدَاكُنَّ الْمَسْجِدَ, addressing women of his period, that if any one of you visit the masjid, فَلَا تَمَسْتَ طَيِّبًا, طِيبًا, don't be touched or don't use perfume. Rasulullah had mentioned this, and he also said, لَا تَقْبَلُ الصَّلَاةَ لِمُرَاتٍ, that Allah will not accept the salat of a woman who wear perfumes to this masjid, hatta tarji, unless she returns home, فَتَتَّسِلْ غَسْلَهَا مِنَ الْجَنَابَةِ, and she now take a bath as if she has committed the rule of janaba. Look at how serious is this. A woman who wears perfume, a woman who wears perfume on her clothes, Allah will not accept your salat unless you return home, you take your bath, and the bath must be taken as if someone has slept with you. In another hadith, Rasulullah said, any woman who wears perfume in the public, and this perfume is smelled by a man, Fahia Zaniya, the woman had committed zina. The woman is a prostitute. The messenger of Allah himself called the woman a prostitute. Yes, you have body odor. Use enough perfume inside your husband's house. That is the rule. Then number 4, La yashba thiyab al-rijal. The clothes must not pick the semblance of male clothing. It shouldn't resemble the clothes of men. When you wear a cloth, so that is why our sisters who normally wear, maybe on account of their career, suits that comes with trousers. Ordinarily, there's nothing wrong in a woman wearing trousers if that trousers will not appear, if it will be covered by a jilbab. But she now wears it while wearing a top underneath. Why the trousers is well revealed? Rasulullah said, Lana Rasulullah, there's an hadith which says, Lana Rasulullah al-mutashabihina min al-rijal bin nisa, al-mutashabihat min nisa bin rijal. The messenger of Allah had caused those who wear clothes that pick the semblance of male among women, and the men who wear clothes that pick the semblance of a woman. This another thing that we must note in the wearing of hijab. La yashba libas ghayr al-muslimin. And the clothes you are wearing, which you call hijab, should not look like the clothes of the kuffar. And look at what we wear to the office. You see, this topic, we must just discuss it. We must just discuss what Allah says. We know that shaitan will remain hanging in some women's mind and hearts. And if we prove that it's difficult for us to follow the law of Allah, those who have been able to adopt the law, Allah will bring them out to face us on the day of Qiyamah. These are examples of those who have obeyed Allah. And you live in the same world, in the same generation. May Allah not put us to shame on the day of Qiyamah. I've asked people who have always asked me, the Sheikh, I don't have rest of mind. And I want Allah to put me at ease and to grant me tranquility and serenity. I want a way to paradise. And you are not willing to voluntarily throw off the temptation of being rebellious against the law of Allah. No rebellion could be greater than that of a woman who is counseled and admonished about the Islamic dress code, and she insists and refuses to eat. May Allah rectify our affairs. These are some of the conditions in the clothes. And the Sheikh said, فَالْحِجَابُ يَبْتَدِي مِنَ الْمَرْأَةِ الْمُسْلِمَةِ سِتْرُ شَعْرِهَا. The hijab entails in a Muslim woman that she must cover her head, the hair of her head, وَالْإِبْتِعَادِ عَنِ الزِّينَةِ, and it must be removed from revealing the adornment. وَسِتْرُ بَدَنِهَا, and also it must cover all the flesh of her body. وَالْإِبْتِعَادِ عَنِ الطِّيبِ, and it must equally distance itself from the use of perfume. This is what hijab is all about. So now, even when a woman wears all of these, following the rules of hijab, and a woman abstains from wearing sexually provocative clothes that may amount to fitna, one other thing still remains that is even more important than the wearing of hijab. A woman can wear hijab and still remain a source of fitna. Rasul Sallallahu said, "Ittaqud dunya," addressing the male, that fear the world, wattaqun nisa, and fear women. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. Because the first fitna of the children of Israel comes from women. Hijab does not remove a woman from constituting fitna if she remains in the habits of tolerating what is known as ikhtilat, mingling with someone of the opposite sex. When a woman is always at ease, intermingling or mingling or interacting amorously with someone of the opposite sex, and she does not see anything wrong in this, this is a very serious problem. Even though she wears hijab, she is still part of the fitna, and this is one thing that the children of Israel, women among them, are done to destroy their society. And this is what is equally common and prevalent in our own society today. What is the meaning of ikhtilat? Mingling with someone of the opposite sex. هو اجتماع الرجل والمرأة التي ليست بمحرم. A man and a woman, both of them that are not mahram, they intermingle. It may be in group and it may be one-on-one. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us in Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 53, that وَإِذَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُنَّ, whenever you want to talk to women, فَإِذَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُنَّ مَتَاعًا, whenever you want to talk to women for a need, فَاسْيَلُوهُنَّ مِنْ وَرَاءِ حِجَابٍ, you should address them from behind the curtain. It is forbidden and absolutely illegitimate in Islam that two people of the opposite sex that are not husband and wife, they are not siblings, they are not parents and daughter, to freely intermingle. This is the main source of fitna. Allah wants that this is the only thing that could purify you, could purify your heart and purify the women's heart too. We must be very careful. The only Prophet Muhammad, in an hadith that was reported by Uqba bin Amir, said, "Ijjakum wad-dukhulu ala an-nisa." Be very careful about walking into the midst of women. Or you go to a house, the husband is not around, then you go in and you stay indoor with the wife, gisting, watching film, discussing, keeping her company because you are a very close friend of the husband. Subhanallah. This is absolutely forbidden. Even for the in-law, the male, the younger brother of the husband, or the elder brother of the husband. How much more cousins? She is my cousins. I'm her cousins. And you become so free with each other. Now, let's now talk about the boss and the subordinate. Sometimes they travel together. For those of you who are female secretary, you travel with your female secretary. This is indeed fitna. Rasulullah said, Iyakum wa dukhulu ala nisa. Be very careful and be cautious and avoid the situation when you be alone with a woman or with women. فَقَالَ رَجُلٌ مِنَ الْأَنصَارِ. A man from among the helpers of Medina, the Ansar, now asked, Ya Rasulullah, O you messenger of Allah, أَفَرَهَيْتَ الْحَمْوَةِ. What about the in-law? Can the male in-law remain indoor in privacy, in seclusion with his brother's wife? Can I remain indoor with my wife's younger sister, elder sister? What about in-law? Ordinarily, one will assume that when two families come together, we normally assume erroneously that they have become a single family. And nothing could be more dangerous than this situation of an in-law. Because this is one thing that we may be tempted to take for granted. That a woman travels and leaves a younger sister with her husband at home. And that younger sister is the one that cooks for the husband. So when I hear the story of he sleeps with our housemate, he tries to seduce my younger sister, then I become so worried. Because I don't think I can remember when I had ever allowed my wife to leave me at home with my sister-in-law. I don't know how possible or reasonable or how possible that could be. Or leaving my own brother when the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had warned with my wife. Of course, we know, we trust our wives, and we equally trust as our in-laws. But this is the messenger of Allah who has spoken. And this messenger of Allah wouldn't have spoken of his own desire. This is inspiration from Allah. Then the Ansar said, O you messenger of Allah, what if it's an in-law that remains secluded with his brother's wife? Rasul said, Alhamuhu al-maut. That in-law is the death. He did not say in-law is a dead or in-law is dead. Al-amuhu, the in-law, al-mautu. This is ma'rifah. Definite article is the dead. The dead. In Sharif Muslim, Imam Muslim, why explaining in Sharif Muslim of Imam Nawawi, Imam Nawawi, why explaining this hadith, now explained that the meaning of al-amu al-maut is that al-hamu, the in-law, al-maut, could be more dangerous than death in that circumstance or situation. Al-hamu al-maut, he said it could also mean that something may happen between them that may warrant the Sharia putting both of them to death. That al-amu al-maut, that it also means that it's better for either of them to die or both of them to die than remaining in seclusion. Al-hamu al-maut, that death is the best thing for them, even if they are compelled to remain in seclusion. So this is part of ikhtilat. When two people of the opposite sex, when they interact with each other, this interact. In our religion, we know that wherever we find ourselves, there's always segregation of sexes. In our masjid, There is a place for women, there's a place for men. Also, when we find ourselves in occasion, maybe in a ceremony in Islam, is always segregated. This is the rule. But even at that, we still have cases of illicit sex occurring. That this one slept with this one's wife, this one slept with this one's daughter. It still happens. Now imagine what would be happening in the church, where there is no segregation of sexes. People's wife and people's husband sit together in the same chair. And sometimes when they are called to pray, they will hold each other's hands. And we have the same engine in our bodies. And we have the same flesh and skin. And we are living in the same world. And we are surrounded with the same exact situation and temptation. So you can imagine what could be running, what could be happening in the church. Our imams may not have access to any female member of his masjid for 6 months. A woman has been coming to the masjid, the imam does not even know. Yet some imam fall. How much more the church, where there is so much intermingling, close relationship, near intimacy, and seclusion daily between the church leader and members of the congregation. May Allah rectify our affairs. We thank Allah for the name of Islam. Number 2, that can bring fitna about, that can make women fitna, is al-ibtihad and tabarruj. If we refuse to distance ourselves, if a woman does not distance herself from the act of tabarruj. What is the act of tabarruj? Tabarruj is when a woman freely, she is partly undressed. Some of the dress codes that we know today. And for that reason, she walks so freely in the streets. Quran says, وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَ تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. And don't adopt the practice of ignorance that was common in the past. Tabarruj is when a woman walks in the street half naked. What is half naked? In your skirt and blouse. What is half naked? In your wrapper and buba. What is half naked? However you dress. Even your feet uncovered is part of the tabarruj. And when you do all of this, you become so free in the society to expose yourself. This equally may constitute fitna. Number 3 is hadmul khudu' bil qawl. When a woman doesn't caution herself with voice manipulation. And this is very common among our sisters, including those who wear hijab. Those who wear hijab. We are not saying that women cannot talk in the public, and we are not amongst the scholars who insist that women's voice is aura. No, women's voice is not nudity. A woman can speak in the public. A woman can address the male congregation. A woman can speak where men are gathered. There's nothing wrong in it. It's permissible in Islam. That's our stand. But how does she talk? When she knows that she will be called upon. If you know that you have a seductive voice, avoid the situation whereby you have to speak in the public. We have seen a lot of cases of people who will sit in their sitting room or in beer parlor or in clubhouse watching programs conducted or moderated or presided over by a woman on the TV screen, and they will be betting. That lady is so beautiful. Look at her. I really love her voice. They are attracted, they are distracted by the voice, and they will be betting, putting money on the table that I assure you I'm going to propose to her, I will toast her, and I'll make sure I lay her. Look at it. Slang of Jahiliyyah, I will sleep with her. And this woman does not even know that a conspiracy was going behind. Wallahi, this happens every day. We have seen among the Nollywood actresses that whose destiny and affair was determined on account of this betting. We have seen amongst musicians, female musicians in the world, and celebrities. And I want to tell you one that would shock you. Someone confided in me in Abuja here that when she lost her husband, She was a very popular newscaster on NTA. And she actually was very close to me, very popular. As I speak, before I came to this program, I spoke with her that, Agia, I'm going to cite you as an example, but I will not mention your name. Say, please go ahead. Teach the world about with my stories. As I speak to you, she's among the congregation listening to me. She's a popular TV hostess. Star. She was a newscaster. She's lost her marriage. Her husband was somewhere, was a politician, was somewhere with other criminal-minded politicians. And they were betting that I'm going to marry her. I heard she is not married. I'm going to marry her and I'm going to sleep with her and I'm going to throw her away. Wallahi, they did it and he was able to achieve what he planned. Sisters, I'm very sorry because there are professors among those who are listening to me. And I don't want to offend the pride of Muslim women. Otherwise, I would have said, and you permit me to say, you forgive me. Saying this is just to illustrate my point. What is the strength of a woman's brain? The brain that is largely controlled by her emotion, that is not even trusted by Allah, so much that the only prophet with instruction from his Lord insisted that she must not travel alone. She must not marry out her daughter alone. And she must equally, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, she must not be put to the position of leadership. She can't be president, she can't be governor. That's the rule of Islam. Whether a woman is happy with that or she's not happy with that, it's Allah and His Messenger who have spoken. Bismillah. Now that woman, some people are now betting behind her that they will sleep with her, they will marry her, sleep with her, and dump her. And this had happened on a number of situations. Why does Islam insist that a woman must have a wali? That a woman cannot take some decisions alone? If this is what happened, on account of her voice that was just heard, and they were distracted, this is the part of a woman being fitna. وَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاءَ فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. The Holy Quran says in Surah Al-Ahzab verse 32 that فَلَا تَقْدَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ. You women, do not manipulate your voice. فَلَا تَقْدَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ. Don't distract men with your voice. فَلَا تَقْدَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ فَيَطْمَعَ الَّذِي فِي قَلْبِهِ مَرَضٌ. And don't use your voice, don't twist your voice so that someone, a man in whose heart is diseased, will not be seduced. This is the Quranic verse. Everything I say here is from Allah and His Messenger. So if you know that you have such a deceptive voice, try as much as possible to avoid public speaking. Then tajannubul khulwa al-muharrama. Another one is about keeping seclusion with a woman that is not your wife. This can equally constitute a lot of fitna. And in fact, we are living in a world where this is a very common fitna. When a man forms the habit of being alone, and this is a warning for medical doctors, including, apart from medical doctors, including male counselors, coaches, malams, and all of us. If you must counsel women and you must direct their affair, or you must attend to their spiritual need, you have only two options or three. The woman must always be around you with a mahram, a son, a brother, a husband or a father. That's one. Number two option, if that one is not possible, make sure the door to the chamber where you attend to women is a glass door that could be seen from outside. You can see those who are outside, and those who are outside can also see you without even coming in. This is another one prescribed by scholars. Number three, among the contemporary scholars, what they have suggested is that make sure you hang CCTV in your office. Wherever your office is, let there always be CCTV. So much that everything that goes on in the office is recorded. That your CCTVs is what is on to your conscience. May Allah rectify our affairs. We have to be very careful. Now, the danger of being in seclusion among the righteous people of the past was a scholar and a monk and a spiritual devotee known as Barsisa. He was a devout monk and, of course, a worshipper from among the children of Israel, whose story was narrated by the Holy Prophet Muhammad to the companion. Rasul said, Barbisa was known for his intense piety, devotions, and a sense of seclusion away from worldly things. And he has spent about 70 years worshiping Allah, and he was not known with any major sin. He was so righteous that people will point to him as a model of kindness, holiness, and spiritual devotion. But alas, Shaitan targeted him, not with an open invitation to evil, but step by step. What happens? How did it happen? One day, in his neighborhood, there were three brothers. These three brothers, they had one sister. And this sister, they told Barbisa that they were traveling feasibility in jihad. And they wanted to keep their sister safe, so that as they travel, they want someone with whom the sister will stay. Initially, Barbisa refused and did not allow it to be the one that will stay with their sister. They begged him because he was the only trusted righteous person known, and he allowed them. But that the house where she will be put should be situated at a distance. And they lodged the woman or the lady at a distance. So if the woman had any problem, she had to call on to Barbisa. But then Barbisa now thought, after they had handed over the lady in his care, that is it reasonable? Is it an act of kindness that I don't go and check once in a while? This lady left behind, so he will go and he will stay outside. Talk to the lady from behind the screen. The lady will say she is all right. Do you need anything? No, I don't need anything. Yes, I need something. But Bisa will provide it and put it at the doorstep. Then later, he felt his conscience was haunted, and he felt the need that I don't even know how this lady looked like. Is it morally upright, or is it ethical, or is it kind enough that I will always be talking to her from outside? Then he started entering. It's at this stage that Shaitan now came. He did not know that all the whispers, they were from Shaitan. Eventually, there was mutual seduction, and he slept with the lady. After a number of rounds of sex, the lady became pregnant. Because of the sense of shame and because of the possibility of being exposed, Barbisa made the choice of strangling the lady to death so that he would not be exposed. He now concealed the corpse. When the brother came, they asked about their sister. Barbisa explained to them that since they left, the lady had run away. They became so worried. Because they trusted Barbisa, they believed in the story. But then Shaitan now came in form of a human being to meet the brother. It was a jinn, and he came in form of a human being, and he told them that Barbisa had actually killed your sister, and that's where he buried her. So they challenged Barbisa. Barbisa denied. Barbisa now realized that the issue was about being exposed. He became nervous, and anxiety set in, and he became uncomfortable. Shaitan now returned to Barbisa. Shaitan said, look, I'm the one who had deceived you into committing the sin after worshiping Allah for 70 years. But I have the capacity to rescue you. Barbisa, because of desperation, was willing to be rescued. What can I do? He said, you only need only one thing. You have been worshiping Allah for 70 years. Just prostrate for me. I am Iblis. When you acknowledge my authority over that of your Lord, you will be saved. When I save you, you will now go and repent. Balbisa, on the basis of desperation, prostrated for Shaitan, worship Shaitan. Shaitan started making jest of him. And the brothers came, they arrested Barbisa, handed it over to the king of the town, and Barbisa was put to death. He died a kafir, he died a mushrik, and he died someone who had committed zina, and he died as a murderer. 4 major sins. Because he was not careful enough to avoid seclusion with someone of the opposite sex. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us aright. And we call fil haraka. Another thing that can constitute fitna for women is al-wikaru fil haraka, walking majestically. When a woman is walking majestically, so much that some part of her body, including the hips, the bone, they were shaking, and she is doing this in the midst of men. Why the Quran had warned in Surah An-Nur verse 31 that وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ, that you shouldn't walk majestically or stamp your feet on the earth so as not to attract the attention of men, and so that they will, what you have hidden under your feet will be revealed. Quran had warned about this. This is another thing about fitna. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us. Then, ijtinabul muzahama, crowded place. We put men and women in a crowded place, and we are now asking them to take the same door out. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu suggested, when this kind of thing happened in the time of the Prophet, that لَوْ تَرَكْنَا هَذَا الْبَابَ لِلنِّسَاءِ, it would be good if we can leave a doorway for women. So this is another thing through which fitna can come. And finally, ijtinabu musafahati rijal, women kissing and shaking men. This is another fitna. Women and shaking men, or men and shaking women. This is equally forbidden. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and not mislead us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not lead us to something that will destroy our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, we move to the next one. When all of these are happening, what should a Muslim do? These are some of the things that attract fitna through women. But now, all of these things we have said, they are fitna that can come from a woman to a man. What about a fitna which a man can turn his own wife to? We have said that a woman can deliberately constitute fitna to the outside world. What about the fitna which a man can make of his wife? This is another thing that is very important. And this is now an address to our brothers. avoid the situation whereby you will turn your wife to sources of fitna. And the first one is about sexual delivery in the home fronts. Sexual delivery in the home fronts. Marriage in Islam, I don't know of any other religion, but in our religion, marriage is sex. And that is why the words, there are 3 words usually used in Arabic language and as found in numerous traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad to refer to sex. And some of those words are equally used to refer to marriage. Because in our religion, when you talk about marriage, you are talking about sex. Although it's not about sex alone, but largely it's about sex. The couple that come together to marry each other and they sit during their solemnization day so that their relationship will be solemnized. What will be solemnized? The man who sits to do akidun nikah, to conduct akidun nikah, what does he want to do? He wants to legalize their private parts for each other, nothing more. He wants to legalize their amorous access to each other. He wants to legalize mutual satisfaction between the couple. Although with some conditions that the man will be taking care of the woman and the woman must be obedient to the man. But what do they want to solemnize? Nothing. They are not solemnizing cooking. They are not solemnizing cloth watching. They are not solemnizing jokes. They are solemnizing sexual intercourse between the two. And that is why, few days before the solemnization, each one of the couple has his mind congested with what may happen on the first night, their first night together. So, if this is the most important thing in a marriage, how are we going to get into that marriage and now start trivializing it? Why are we ashamed of doing it the way it should be done? The 3 words in Arabic used for sex are budo. Just like Rasulullah said, "Wafi budo'i ahadukum sadaqa." Badoa, budo. Wafi budo'i ahadukum sadaqa. Rasul said, when you make sexual intercourse, you are paying in charity. Number 2, al-jima. What is jima? Sexual intercourse. It comes from conjugal relationship. When 2 people are bringing together, jama'a. People brought together, jima'u. That is sexual intercourse. Now the most important one, and nikah. In some prophetic tradition, the word nikah is usually used interchangeably with jima'. Rasulullah will use nikah to refer to sexual intercourse. Nikah. So marriage is more or less about sex. That is one. Now, number 2, if that is the case, does the man have an excuse not to sleep with his wife, not to make love with his wife? Wallahi, man doesn't have an excuse. I'm not talking about a completely impotent man. If it's a case of a completely impotent man, Sharia demands that the woman should seek honor and vacate the marriage. It should be dissolved. There's no marriage. But we are talking about that agency sexual weakness. Sexual weakness. Someone is sexually weak or low libido. Now compared with raguba to jinsiya to la turwa, or what's known shahawa to la tushba, unquenchable libido of the woman. Every man, according to the law of Allah and His Messenger, and the demands of the Sharia, must satisfy his wife sexually. What about the stories we hear that, yes, Sheikh, you say we must satisfy them, but her libido is unquenchable. I've tried all means. She has a very high libido. Brother, is the bread, is the good you have bought. Is the good you have bought. To say it. What do you do? I don't know how you go about it. However high or tense is a libido, that is your own market. What do you need to do? A man does not have an excuse to say that I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I can, and you now leave your wife like that. Wallahi, you are creating a potential fitna for the society. So that your wife is there, lying in bed alone, her mind is roaming, and a lot of thoughts comes to her. She is married and legitimately married, and yet she roams in bed. It could be terrible. Because for a Muslim woman, she doesn't have an alternative. There's no any other way. There's no any other way. There's no alternative. She has only one soul admirer. And you can imagine the kind of emotional trauma you have created for her. And now, I've had brothers saying, Sheikh, but I spend on her. I spend money. I give her what she needs. Wallahi, that your money is cost by Allah. Because even that money you claim to give her, a poverty-striking fellow, a man like you that does not have money to give, can deliver in that art in which you become useless in the home front. We have realized lately that our brothers are so much oppressive on this issue. They oppress. A woman who has been obedient, a woman who has been kind, a woman who has been supportive, because you are weak. So what should a man do in that situation? When you have a problem, you must struggle to find solution. You must struggle. What's the implication of not finding solution? You incur the wrath of Allah. You incur the wrath of Allah. There is no excuse. You must get solution. And for those who are equally active, sexually active, and this is what they do with their wife every time, Islam also demands of you that you should be creative in the acts. There is nothing that makes marriage to be pleasurable, enjoyable, and pleasant, and to protect the couple against the fitna than regular and consistent sex in the home front. Let's now talk about someone who doesn't have feelings anymore for his wife, because it happens to some men. We don't know whether it is demonic, we don't know whether it is psychological, and we don't know whether it is stupidity. It must be either of these three. It's either demonic, that means the man is under the dominion of shaitan or jinn, or psychological, is because the man is having mental health issue, mad, or stupid, because it's only a stupid person that will pay so much to marry a woman, put her in your house, do everything for her, take care of her, feed her, and make her beautiful, and continue to look at her like that, wasted. It's only a very stupid man that will do that. So what should you now do? If you have problem of low libido, or doubtful urgency, weakness, sexual weakness, Islam wants you to find solution. And there is always a solution. We have given a lot of people solutions. That why can't you do this? Why can't you do this? And then we get you out of this mess. But let's now talk about three situations. Number one is that you no longer have feelings for that woman. The feeling is dried up for her. Yes, we agree. Whatever is responsible for that, that does not stop you from giving her a right. The only Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is despite the fact some of his wives, they were old. He would still go to their rooms, except Sauda, who told the Holy Prophet Muhammad voluntarily that my own time and my own period and my own days, I consider it and I leave it for Aisha radiallahu anha. Aside from that, that a woman voluntarily leave you, no. You must, even if your libido is low, you must always go to her to give her her own right. You must forcefully. I get there, I don't have erection. What is stupid talk, brother? That erection must come out too, because you pay the price, unless you want to choose to divorce her. And if you divorce her because the feelings is dried up, then is a case you have to settle with your Lord on the day of Qiyamah, and the wahala will start from the grave. Otherwise, you must continuously. There is no excuse for my libido is low. I don't have sexual feelings for her. I'm sexually weak. A man doesn't have that excuse. Unless a man is completely incapacitated by a chronic ailment. And in this situation, we believe that the wife would understand. Al-Jima'u wa nikah. Sex itself is marriage. When Rasulullah said, "Wafi bud'i ahadukum sadaqa," for the wife and the husband to have legitimate sex is sadaqa. One companion said, "Does it mean that we will be rewarded for taking our pleasure?" Rasul said, "Won't you be punished if you have done it illegally?" So this is one thing that comes with reward. A marital obligation. One of the marital obligations in a marriage, meaning wajibat zawjiyah, is sex. As we have been taught that a woman should never deprive her husband, a man too must be set and prepared to deliver sexually. So when a woman is now left without sex, and this woman is ruining in pain, in emotional trauma, that exposes her to temptation. But the lesson for our sister is that when you find yourself in this kind of situation, don't ever consider an alternative way to your husband for satisfaction. The worst you can do is to politely walk out of the marriage if it's not working for you. And there is no shame in coming out of a marriage because you are not satisfied. That is another thing. Another thing that can also expose women or men to the temptation of women is this one that we don't even count, and it's a serious problem: divulging the details of the bedroom activities, and which is forbidden in Islam. And now you and it when husband and wife are making love and they make the stories available, it may be a man. This is more common among men and also women. You now tell the stories to your friend. Some people become so bad that they explain to their husband and to their friends how their wife sound during sex. The only Prophet Muhammad said, "Inna min asharri an-nas 'inda Allahi manzilatan yawm al-qiyamah." The worst of men in the sight of Allah on the day of Qiyamah, the worst. Nobody could be worse than this person. Ar-rajulun is a man yafdi ila imratihi, that make love to his wife. Watafdi ilayh, then the wife satisfy him. Thumma yanshar sirraha, is now divulging the details of the sexual activity. This brings a lot of evil. The reason why the messenger of Allah call it the worst I'm going to narrate 3 stories that will teach us a lesson. Then the Holy Prophet Muhammad was in the company of the companions one day. There were male companions, there were female companions. Then Rasulullah now addressed them. Rasul addressed them. Rasul was saying, لعل رجلا يقول ما يفعل بأهله ولعل امرأة تخبر بما فعلت مع زوجها. You men, is it true that some men normally divulge the details of their sexual acts to the people outside, that you discuss with your friends, family members, and people, how you make love with your wife? Do you do that? And you women too, do you normally narrate the story to your friends? Everybody seated in that gathering kept silent. The person who narrated this hadith, Asma bint Yazid, is a woman. She now said, Ya Rasulullah. She stood up and said, oh, you messenger of Allah, Wallahi, I swear by Allah, innahunna yaf'alna wa innahum yaf'alun. Women used to do that too. We normally narrate the story of our sexual enjoyment. We discuss with our friends. When we make love, our husband make love to us. The companions, we normally discuss it. And men too, they discuss it among themselves. Rasul said, La tef'alu. You people should stop doing that. فَإِنَّمَا ذَلِكَ مِثْلُ الشَّيْطَانِ. That is the case of shaitan. لَقَى شَيْطَانًا فِي الطَّرِيقِ. That meets the female shaitan on the road. فَغَشِيَهَا وَالنَّاسُ يَنْظُرُونَ. And after making love with the female shaitan, the male shaitan making love with the female shaitan, and in the streets, and everybody was looking. And let me now tell you 3 examples I've witnessed that could make that thing to be dangerous. Number 1, and in these 3 cases, I am aware I was involved. I was practically involved in what actually happened. And I need to teach us a lesson. About 8 years ago in Abuja, 2 brothers came to me. These 2 brothers are prominent brothers in Abuja society. In the Islamic Muslim society in Abuja, they are very prominent brothers. They are well known. They now came to make a complaint about the wife of one of them. One of them is the elder brother of the wife. The other one is the husband of the wife. And their brothers I respect so much. I love them because they are leaders in Dawah. They now told me that my wife has stopped responding to my sexual advance. And I believe that she has a jinn. I said, for how long is this? He said, for more than a year. And I know my wife used to love it. But now, these days, however I try, she doesn't want to make love to me. And this man has 3 wives. And we have invited a lot of exorcists, spiritual exorcists, jinn exorcists. And they said she has a jinn. It's because the jinn is making love to her. I said, how could they make such a conclusion? And me, it's because I respected those people. Otherwise, I don't attend to problems. I'm a teacher in the institute. I am not an exorcist. But because of the respect I have for them, and I know the wife, I said, can I see her to make some diagnosis? They said, yes, but she's not going to come here. I said, we are together. Let me go to, we now went, the 3 of us, we went to the house. When we got there, I met with this sister, a very good sister, very intelligent. We sat down in the sitting room. Because we've known each other, we greeted, we did everything. I said, I have come to ask you some questions. This is what your husband said. What has actually happened? She kept quiet. But there are other ways of diagnosing someone possessed by jinn, especially if the jinn is that of Ashik. I watch out for all those things, and I ask all those questions. I discover that she's not possessed. Whereas more than 6-7 exorcists, they have confirmed, they have said it, that she's possessed, they must spend so amount to cure her. When they realized that with all this, this sister is not possessed, I now told the two men that I would like to excuse you to talk to her privately. So we now went to a corner. I now told her, I said, my sister, talk to me. Why did you refuse your husband? She now said, Mala, I can never enjoy sex with that man again. They have brought about 5 different exorcists. And those ones said I have G. I was just looking at them. I know those ones want to survive. But because you said it to their presence that I don't have G, but you need to talk to me privately, that's why I'm going to open up to you. He said, normally me and my co-wife, we normally have misunderstanding. And you know, women, we abuse each other. One day we had misunderstanding. And my co-wife was now making jest of me with the exact way I sound during sexual act with my husband, saying that you do, you. She said, I felt betrayed. I felt bad. And on that day, sexual feeling completely dried up and collapsed between me and my husband. Look at the fitna. You know, I've always said, many brothers who are doing polygamy are not qualified. They are not qualified. And that's why women are feeling insecure to go into polygamy. Because a woman that you have married for about 15 years, 20 years, bringing another person, she feels so empty, naked, as if everything about her is exposed. Because this woman knows how you used to tell her about other people's stories. She knows that everything about her will be compromised. And another thing, before I go on, please, those who are writing final exam at the institute today, the exam must not start until I finish this class. Mala Abdullah notes, Pharmacist Awan knows, Lukman notes, all the lecturers notes, so that those who are attending this class can benefit and they will not be panicking, want to rush to the hall at Utaku. So as I was making my point, many marriages run into trouble because of the tongue of a man. Do you know why many polygamists don't succeed? The way you start it, the way you run it. You have already traumatized a woman before you bring in a wife. How do you? You want to bring in a second wife. And the way the second wife is doing, the way you are also managing the issue, the one at home is already traumatized. Always in panic. Who is coming? What kind of person? That person, I mean, I tried to attack the person has tried to attack, to respond, and you yourself, you have tried to shout at the one at home, and the tension is already high. You're now thinking that will eventually come. There will ever be friendship. Wallahi, there will never be friendship. Someone that has traumatized her months before you bring in, she might not have directly traumatized her, but the case and the prospects that the woman is coming because it's not well managed by the husband. How much more talking to Mr. Polygamist? Polygamy is for Rijal. It's for men. When you see a home that is stable, know that a particular man is in charge, not the boys. Another story, this one occurred about 2-3 years back. A brother died. When the brother died, after the Ida, about 6 months, the sister who happened to be close to me came to me to seek suggestion and opinion that my husband's colleague at work had proposed to me that he wants to marry me. I said, is he a good person? Because the problem, the challenge we have is to get a good person for a widow. I met the guy. He came. We talked. I said, please, will you take care of this sister? What about the children? He said, I'm really in love. I'm really this. Wallahi, the husband was a good person. We were a friend. Well, we settled everything. Then the marriage came, and I was invited to solemnize the marriage. at a certain place I will not mention. And they continued. They continued. Here is a widow, married, happily married. Then one day, after love making, the brother now asked that, look, I have not been enjoying sex with you. I don't know what you can do about that. Because I enjoy with my first wife. He said, what happened? Your former husband, you know how you used to do it with him. What about so sound? What about so sound? The that you used to do for him. The woman was 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 devastated. Hey, how do you know this? How do I know this? Is your husband not our colleague in the office? Is your husband not our colleague in the hospital? In fact, let me tell you, that's what brought me to this marriage. That's what brought me to this marriage. That sister came to me that, Sheikh, I'm leaving this marriage. I'm leaving this marriage. When I tried to convince her that we can settle this, let's look into this, he said, Wallahi, Sheikh, let me tell you the truth. What I don't know whether it's Allah, whether it's Shaitan. The impression I'm having now is that it's the one that killed my husband. Because my husband came home with severe stomach ache when he went out with his friends. And I don't know those his friends. And now, maybe because of that thing, that's La hawla wa la. He said, because since when I was in the waiting period, he had been so caring and nice. I can't imagine him touching me again. The marriage failed and collapsed. This is a true life story. I was involved. The idea of diverging details. Sometimes you will kill yourself. Even you women, that my husband can do it well. I don't know about your own husband. My husband can do it. Well, they will kill you. Let me tell you the third one. There is this sister. She's a Muslim sister in the com and everything. She was in school with one of my wives. So when the sister, the husband died, the husband came from a very good family. I know the parents of the husband. When the husband died, and this sister, very good Muslimah, Halusunnah in the com, she did the Ida for 4 months and wherever. The day she finished that Ida, the day she finished the Ida today on the 8th, on the 9th, the second day, she solemnized marriage and relocated to the state where her husband's friends lives. Immediately, the husband's family, the first husband family, they became so uncomfortable because this sister was carrying a baby. There was a baby, a very fresh baby in her hand. What about our baby? Because you just gave, I don't know whether it was when the husband died that she gave birth or shortly before the husband died. We have not talked about how to manage these children, and you have immediately traveled from a southwest state to a particular northern state. What happened? And they became, and my wife became so worried and discussed it with me at home, seeking solution that this person is my friend. What can we do? I said, go and talk to her. Let's see how we can help her because this thing has caused scandal. People cannot understand. That person was her husband's friend. She now confessed that, before my husband died, my husband used to talk a lot of things about him, how good he is, how and that's why the moment he proposed to me, I said I should quickly, sister, brother, fear Allah. These are sources of fitna in the marriage. Inna hadihi tadhkiroh faman sha'a ittakhadha ila sabili rabbi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan to our Sheikh for this session. We will now move quickly to our question and answer session. Anyone who has a question can send it into the in-call messages, or they can raise their hands up so that they can be called. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir. Is the hadith that says it is better for the head of a man to be drilled with a needle than for him to touch a woman that is unlawful to him authentic? I often tell my children, but I am not sure of its authenticity. May Allah preserve you upon goodness.
Alhamdulillah. Please continue telling your children that hadith. Emphasize it. And since you read it as an hadith, it's possible. It can be, forget about authentic or not authentic. Consider the fact that it's hadith to targhib and it can also be targhib. Do you understand it now? That to touch a man that is not lawful for you, I mean, is bad. Try to use it to encourage your children to distance. You have not done anything bad. At least, Assalamu alaikum.
Naam. Wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's
Sheikh,
good for
what
child
is your
upbringing.
opinion? Sheikh, what is your
Wa
opinion
alaikum salam
on
wa
allowing
barakatuh.
daughters to go to university in far away towns from the parents?
For a daughter to go to the university far away from the parents, there is nothing bad. What really matters is the upbringing of the at home. I've always emphasized value system. Every family must have a value system. Value system begins on about the philosophy, the basis on which you married your wife. How do you run your home? What the dominant philosophy, ideology, what the value system at home? When you have that and it's well defined, and you bring up your children on the basis of that, your child can go. Do you understand? If your child is well brought up, and this is the mistake we make, and I want to address those of you who put your children in boarding school. Wallahi, let me tell you something. Nobody anywhere, nobody anywhere can inject the exact right value you desire in your children. Value is subjective. Value system is subjective. You are the only one who know the value with which you want to run your family. You understand? And that is why, except on a few occasions that does not even exceed a year, I don't think I found my children in boarding school and all those things. Do you understand? For a family that has a mission, for which you are building a family, and you have something to give to your children, and you have a value on which to build your wife, your family, your house, that you have injected on your children, while in the hand, when you grow them to a certain level, a university age, and you have injected the value system, they can go anywhere. Even they can live in a kufru dominated society and they can survive, remembering where they are coming from. Wallahu alam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is it right in Islam for someone who has two wives to make one to wear niqab while others are exempted?
It's absolutely wrong. Any family where that occurs can never ever be justice. In fact, I have a friend in Ibadan who does that. His first wife is not using niqab. He brings in the second wife. He said he should use niqab. And I told him that that family will not survive. It's so pathetic that the family collapsed about 2 months ago. The entire family. The three of them went their different ways. You understand? Went their different ways. If you see anybody doing that, that person doesn't have value system. That person doesn't have a philosophy. You understand? You put one in niqab and the other one is not in niqab. It's either that person is afraid of one, but he can easily manipulate, unless if the one in niqab is the one that voluntarily chooses niqab. If it's not, in fact, justice is not there. That is number one. There is no value system. Someone was talking to me yesterday after Isha, and he was referring to a particular brother. He said he doesn't have ideological clarity. I like that phrase. And I know that brother actually doesn't have ideological clarity, but he's a brother who is very popular within the circle of Islam. You understand? He was now saying his son wants to marry my daughter, but what I discover is that he doesn't have ideological clarity. For those of us in the part of Dawa, we know what it means by ideological clarity. Anybody who does that does not have ideological clarity. There must be consistency. Do you understand? That when people see your first wife, they will see almost the same sentiment, prejudice, bias, orientation in your second wife. When they see your second wife, they will see, and that's why this Mazeedatil bleed, or the people who are, all these people that wear big turban, I don't know what they call them, badly in the Southwest. If they marry 4 wives, all of them is in the club. Even if they marry in the streets, if they marry a woman from the club, because they have an ideology, because they are consistent people, you don't marry for, it's not, even though we say marriage is sex, it's not only because you want to have multiple sex or variety of sex that you just bring a woman home. It's to build a family that will assist the society, that will give birth to righteous children, and that will build the ummah, a life of piety together. Wallahu a'lam. May Allah rectify our affairs.
Nam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please, can we throw our hair in the trash after shaving?
It's not encouraging, but rather you can bury it. It's good to bury it. That's if you cannot flush it. Sometimes, I don't know, it doesn't go when you flush, but it's not advisable that you should throw it in the trash, especially that we have the mischief of sihr ravaging our society. Wallahu alam.
Nam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please, about husbands not fulfilling the sexual rights of the wife and still don't want the wife to complain or say she needs it, how else can she make the man understand?
You see, that's why we talk to men today. Such a man is a criminal. Such a man is selfish. And you see such men, oh, they do all these dirty things outside you. In fact, oftentimes, there is hardly any man who deprives his wife of regular sex at home and is not having something dirty outside, illicit. They are attracted to something outside. Then another thing we must also consider, there is always Iblis out there to destroy Muslim home. And that's why we ask people to adopt a value system. You must adopt a Islamic value system. Let your family be a family of dawah with the intention to change the world. The husband, the wife, that's what we call the concept of colleague in dawah. Husband and the wife must be colleague in dawah. Must be colleague in dawah, partners in righteousness. You will not deprive your wife. Do we know the implication of depriving a woman? Okay, let me give you an illustration. For a man, for example, Rasul said, if the man call his wife and the wife doesn't answer to fulfill the husband's sexual need, and the man sleeps over it, that the malaika will continue to curse the woman. Is that? Let me now tell you about a woman. That thing that urges a woman for a man for sexual need. Imam Ali, radiallahu anhu, said 10 times of it is in a woman. But it is only modesty as a sense of chastity that suppresses it for a Muslim woman. Now imagine a man who is now rolling in bed, a woman is just trying to suppress, especially, it's even more painful when you are sleeping in the same bed with the man who does not want to make love to you. Wallahi. And such men, they can't imagine thinking of their wife committing zina, which is, of course, not an option. Do you get it now? And such men, you will see them admiring other women outside. Most of these people you see committing zina, they are not sexually strong. Yo. Shaitan has destroyed them sexually. They suffer sexual weakness. It's not the libido they have. It is because Shaitan plays with their mind. They are only lustful. May Allah rectify our affairs. Sexual fulfillment of sexual need is a religious obligation. Not only that a man must make love to his wife, but also when you have released yourself in that sexual act, Imam Ghazali wrote that you must continue to stimulate until your wife arrives. If there is anything that is hindering your capability, you must find a solution. Now the question, what can a woman do? I don't know, and I don't advise what a woman can do. But zina is not an option. Wallahu alam. The Sharia knows what you can do. But even if you vacate the marriage, we are praying that women shouldn't vacate their marriage because plenty are out there. We are still thinking of where to hang them. You understand? Wallahu alam. But if you know and you are so sure of yourself that it's better to vacate than remaining in a torturous and traumatic marriage, then Islam gives you the opportunity to seek for khulum and move to Allah alam.
Now, inshallah, all further questions, we have some other questions, but inshallah, all further questions will be forwarded to the WhatsApp and Telegram platform for our sheikh to answer. And we will end the lecture here, inshallah, for today. I call on our sheikh to please pray for us as we exit this lecture.
Yes, I know that all the questions should be thrown onto the platform. Yes, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. But I know you are in a hurry because I know you are also writing this exam. But let me listen to 3 questions. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Mala Abdullah is with me here. He's the registrar. The registrar is with me here. I'm taking his permission. He's laughing in my front. He said we should use the Mala Abdullah. Inshallah. Inshallah. Mala Abdullah is with me here, the registrar. Yeah, bismillah. Tafaddal.
All right, sir. Now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In a situation whereby one's wife complained about the code in the abroad, which is Canada in this instance, used that for making love with her husband only once a week, when her husband wants it 3 times in a week. Please, how do we manage this, sir? Jazakumullah khairan.
The wife does not have the right to dictate. And especially, this is not sickness. This is just good. All these are artificial problems we impose on ourselves. Who sent you to Canada? Because you are looking for greener pasture. That's why you want to avoid obligation. Sex is a religious obligation. And it can destroy a marriage if it's not well handled and can equally mess up the life of the children. So please, madam, open up and let the man do whatever he wants to do. You don't have the right to dictate. How can you say once someone that has paid your bride price, your sodaki? I don't know how you manage. There are terrible marriages in the world. You don't have the right. A Muslim woman does not have the right at all to say that once in a week. Where is that one said? Where is that one done? It's not done. I'm talking about Sharia. I'm not talking about my own personal desire. Please adjust and do something to the code. So among those who raise up their hand, please call someone.
No. Okay.
Before that, people on the gatekeeper, they are asking for Telegram and WhatsApp link. Send it on the. Yeah, continue.
No. Hajia Munira Muhammad Sani, you can please unmute and I can ask a question, ma.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, sir.
Wa alaikum.
Thank you for allowing me. I used to have a neighbor who is also a family friend. So we kind of sell same product. I sell a product that is handmade, as in formulated for natural hair, and it works very well. Then she sells Oriflame product. So I used to have my own hairdresser that I have a salon where I supply my hair products to. So there was one time like that when she also came to that particular salon and she wanted to sell her products. She now saw mine. So she didn't know that we knew each other. So she was just talking about the product that with her sister. She went with her sister that this Yasule product that doesn't work is even here. So as they were just saying it, she was not looking at it. She had to continue what she was doing. That why are they talking about this product? This product that she also used on her customers, and they all said is working fine. Is that what they are now talking about? So when she finished making the person's hair, she now attended to them that okay, that what are they here for? That's that they came to sell their Oriflame product to her to. She now said that she's already selling so products, my products, that maybe when she's out of it, she can come for theirs. So they left. So when I came another day that I went to their salon to make my hair, so the one now told me that, do I know so person that some people came to make to sell Oriflame to them. Then they were not talking about my product that is not working. They used it before. They now mentioned Mama Sule's product and everything. So she now said that, did you know who this Mama Sule is? And I said, I'm Mama Sule. My first son is Suleiman. So she knew me as my mommy Ramadan. So she didn't know that I have Suleiman as a child. So when she now finished saying all what they were saying about the product, I said she just leave them that she just finish what she was doing and I just want to leave. So when I got home, I told my husband that look at what these people are talking about my product too. And it was ex-neighbor because I left the neighborhood. So he now told me that I should just let it slide. I should just leave them to Allah. So, but that thing used to be, I used to feel that pain that so they can discuss me like this in another place. But whenever we have occasions together, like a family program or something, I just used to keep my distance. I don't used to relate with them as much as I was relating with them initially because of that incident. Because it's still pain. But I didn't confront them. He said I should not confront, that I should just leave them to Allah. So I just want to ask your opinion on it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Mama Sule, inshallah, you are selling cream and people will patronize you. If they don't patronize you there, since everybody has known that you are selling cream and Allah will put barakah in the cream, don't keep grudge against anybody, Mama Sule. You understand, especially if it's a Muslim, and Allah will sell your product. Although we don't advertise anything on the Tadhkiroh platform, except this my book that I'm going to advertise. And this one is because it's part of what we have talked today. It's Mama Sule that reminded me that there is a book. You understand? Tales of Marital Law. Please, they will put it on the platform. Is what we have discussed today. You have more of it there. You understand? It's 5,000 naira. And the people who put it there will be the one that will sell it for you. You understand? It's a book I've written about 2001. And we have UK edition. And we equally have Malaysian edition. You understand? But this Nigerian edition, inshallah, barakallah fikum. Inshallah, they will advertise it. Next question, the last one.
Malam Abdul Wahab Muhammad, you can unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Hello? Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa salam to barakatuh.
May Allah reward you abundantly, sir. Sorry, my question is about the Zuhr prayer. What time the Zuhr prayer start and what time it ends? In a situation as a woman where I pray from my house and there is a mosque where the mosque normally call to prayer at like 1:20, 1:30. And normally if I'm in the office, it's 1 o'clock. So when it is 1 o'clock, if I want to pray, like yesterday, my husband said I have to wait till they call prayer. So I want you to explain if what I'm doing is wrong.
Number one, you are fortunate that you have a mosque in your neighborhood that may calls to prayer. That's a good guidance. Do you get it now? Mosque is enough as an illustration, because when they pray 1:32, it's still within the time. So instead of you are bothered with technicalities of, if we start explaining to you, it will create further confusion. whenever you hear mosque called to prayer, Zuhr, please join them. You see, Zuhr is one prayer that hardly with any mosque miss it in Nigeria. We don't miss it. Even in Lagos, the Southwest, where they observe it 2 o'clock, they still get it. When people observe it 1 o'clock, they get it. 1:30, they get it. Inshallah. Now, so we have to go. We have to go. Thank you very much. Mala Abdullah, Mr. Registrar, thank you very much. Thank you. May Allah reward you. Barakallahu fikum. So may Allah rectify our affairs. May Allah ease our affairs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always honor us with Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not distance us from Iman and not perish Iman and Taqwa in our hearts. May Allah continue to grow it. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
وعليكم السلام
وبركاته.
ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خير.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. آمين.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا.
I wish all the students success in their exams. Barakallahu fi. Assalamu alaikum.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, àbọ̀ fẹ́ kọ́ ọ̀gá fẹ́ kábùkù ni. Kálẹ̀ kò dé mo sọ fún ẹ.
Hello, ló wọlé. Wà nínú àkàrà ẹ̀ nínú recharge card. Ó ti wá bàjẹ́, ibi ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ yàgbẹ́ sí. Subhanallah. Nínú yàrá. Gbogbo inú ilé ti ń rùn báyìí. Gbogbo aṣọ àwọn ọmọ mi ló ti ń rùn, gbogbo ló ti tọ̀ sí. Torí wọn kà sọ sílẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀ni, so yóò kàn ṣe wúrúwúrú yóò kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ síbẹ̀ yóò kàn tọ̀.
Bí o bá ti rí gbẹ́ náà, tí o bá lọ́pṣọ̀n tó ti bá kalẹ̀.
Yóò tọ̀ síbẹ̀. Nígbà tí gbogbo wọn bá ṣe wọlé bá ṣe wọ́n ṣe ń rùn. Mo ní oríṣiríṣi tọ̀. Sọ́ọ́tì aṣọ rẹ̀ yòókù. Aṣọ tí mo bọ́ ká wọlé.
Yes, what is that? Yes, I do with you. No. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, don't let Aji come inside you. Yes, I want to take money. Mommy, I want to eat. No, have you taken your phone there for me?
No. Sọ kó síbẹ̀ ni, mo lọ kó sí.
Give me my job.
Your drug?
Ta ló wá kó?
I'm going to give you now.
Give me now.
Ní àtẹ̀lé lẹ fẹ́ràn.
No need to touch the drug. Yesterday's that at 2. Don't touch, don't touch.
Ó ti tó.
Your drug is already finishing.
Fún mi lé lálẹ́ àná.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ lò.
What is in the case? Let me go through. This drug I'm not finished. Look at it.